it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today for a special video. It's for The Spot. The Spot is a challenge group that I'm on the design team for, and every Tuesday at midday we issue a new challenge. And this is my project for this week's challenge. It is a sketch challenge, and I'm hoping you can see. Let me see if I can see whether you can see. Yes, you can just about see. This is the sketch. I have not taken it literally, but I've taken the essence of it. So we want 2 bands, a square and 2 circles on our card front. So I've got 1 band, a piece of ribbon, a square and some fussy cut flowers. So you can see where I got the idea from, and that it does actually follow the sketch. That's the word I was looking for. So I've used the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper, which at the moment I've only got papers from the pre-order. I am waiting for my other papers to arrive. Can't wait. Hopefully by the time I have this live, I will have those papers. But at the moment, this is one of my favourite paper packs. I love the fact that it's bright, it's muted, it's plain, it's patterned, it's everything. I think it is going to be one of the most useful packets in the catalogue. It is 6x6, which can be challenging sometimes, but I showed a video recently of how to get 144 cards out of one of those packs. So if you need that, just go and have a search on my website, and it's linked below. Search for Flowers for Every Season and it will come up. So I've used one of the Designer Series papers from there. I have used one of the Designer Series papers from the In Colour pack. I could have used the reverse of one of the flower papers, but it seemed a shame because they're so pretty. Whereas the Designer Series paper is meant to be background paper rather than detailed. So I thought I would use that. But you can absolutely, totally use the reverse. Actually, the reverse of the pieces that I've fussy cut would be perfect. But I decided I want my floral paper to go further. So this is the card that I've just made. I'm going to change up the colourway just a little. And show you how I have made the card. Just realised I need a card base. That would be a real plan. I have one cut, so I just need to get it out. So all you need is a half sheet of cardstock. Now whether you cut it this way or whether you cut it this way, you will get the same number of cards out of a piece of A4 or letter, if you're in North America, letter size card. It's purely down to you whether you want them to be side opening or tent fold. I tend to do tent fold because it means that I can then take a photograph that shows the inside, because I have got some stamping on the inside. So that's the only reason I use that. I used to only make side opening cards, but you can get 2 cards out of 1 piece of standard size card. I read someone somewhere saying that you only get 1 if you cut them this way. It's still half a sheet of paper. So we've got our card base. We have, let me get this popped back together, a mat, and this time I'm going for just jade, and then I've die cut out of the middle the second size of the stitched shapes, the square from the stitched shapes. So it's the second largest, or second from largest. So I've taken that out of the mat because no one's going to see the middle of the mat. I've then got a piece of Bumblebee Designer Series paper from the In Colour pack. I have fussy cut some flowers. I may not use all of them, but I have fussy cut some flowers from one of the pieces of Designer Series paper. And I've also got a strip of Just Jade that will be the strip that goes across the top of the card. And I've just realised that I haven't cut my ribbon. So this is the ribbon I'm going to be using for this one. So again, it's a gingham. This is the narrower gingham in Bumblebee. This is the wider gingham in Just Jade. This is part of a duo, and I want to say it's from the Forever Greenery pack. Let me see. Let's have a look. No, it's not. It's not from the Forever Greenery pack. I don't think it's from the Flowers of Every Season. Maybe it is. It is. It's from the Flowers of Every Season. So it's the combo, which is the gingham and a twine. And the twine, let me grab it, is Misty Moonlight white with a silver thread running through it. So really pretty. And that goes with this gingham as a combo pack. Now I have got my product shares arriving, hopefully by the time you see this. I will be doing a second round, so if you want to get involved in paper and ribbon shares, keep your eyes peeled and there will be more information about the second round coming up. But let's stop talking, let's get things done. Oh, and my final piece is a piece of Whisper White card, which is cut at 1 15/16 square, so it fits just inside the stitching of the square. It's the only reason it's that rather odd size. I wanted it to be just inside the stitching. So let me show you how I put it together. I don't have my new adhesive yet, so apologies, I'm still using snail. Again, hopefully I'll have that very soon. To begin with, it wasn't available in Europe because we hadn't had the delivery. It is now available, so I'm adding it to a second order. So fingers crossed, that will be with me very soon. Okay, so I've just kind of put adhesive pretty much everywhere, and let me just pop this down so that, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to add my piece of Just Jade card across the top. This is just an offcut from when I cut my mats. I get two pieces like this and one piece that's the full length of a piece of card. As I say, it's just how I cut my matte layers. This had glue in it when I was using it earlier. It does have glue in it, I just need to shake it a bit. So let me pop that down kind of there, I think. And then I'm lining up my grid paper so that this is reasonably straight. Actually, I'm going to do my stamping next. Just realised that would have been a good thing to do. So I'm using the Forever Fern stamp set, and I'm using the To a Friend That Makes Me Smile and the Splatter. I'm going to use the same colours purely because I'm waiting for my new in-colour inks. So I'm using Crushed Curry for the splatter and Poppy Parade for the sentiment. So I'm going to start with the Poppy Parade. I need to re-ink this, so I am going to do a reasonably good job of inking it up. And then I'm going to put this towards the top left-hand corner because the flowers are going to cover the bottom right, so it gives it a bit more balance. And load, aim, fire. And as I say, it needs re-inking, so I'm giving it a reasonably good press. And that's all right. That worked out okay. And the other stamp is the Splatter, and I'm just going to bring in my scrap piece. This was the one I've just taken off, actually, of grid paper. And I'm going for Second Generation. And I'm just going to stamp off and pop one splatter in the bottom left and one splatter in the top right. And then on the inside of my card, and I just want to make sure I don't have one length that's longer than the other. Right, so I'm going to have this as the inside back, and I'm going to again stamp off and just fill that bottom corner with a bit of a splatter, just to tie it in front and inside. Okay, so while I'm doing this, do remember that you can enter the spot challenge from my website. There's a link to my website below, and all you need to do is just click on that link and it will take you over to my website, and there will be a couple of links there to the spot challenge group. So I'm just going to use up some of the edge pieces for this. And I do like finishing a pack of dimensionals. And then I've got a part used pack here. And then on the front, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. And because I know that my Whisper White is only going to just cover the front of this card inside the stitching, so long as I keep my glue within the stitched marks, I know I'm going to not go over the line, as it were. That's not terribly straight. Let's see if we can straighten it up a bit. There we go. So that's going to go there, but not until I've decided what's going in the top corner. And I think possibly that one, or I might go that one actually. So we'll go that one. Yeah, so I'm going to stick this down first because this goes on top. So again, I'm just going to put a scribble of adhesive and make sure I catch some of these little fiddly bits of fussy cut so that they don't get torn. If they catch, they might get torn, is my concern. So that then goes down there. And then that goes over the top. And we're going to have a piece of ribbon. So let's get the ribbon on next. So, glue dot, one glue dot, two glue dots. So I want this to also go underneath my square. So I can just nestle it underneath. And then if I pop one end under, I can then use that to line up across my page so that I get that straight, preferably without sticking it to the grid paper first. And I don't want this too tight because I am going to tie a piece around the edge. So I will grab my snips and a piece of that ribbon, and it's just a shortish piece, and I'm going to tie it in just a half knot. Like that. And I'll move it around when I've got this piece on. So this goes on next. So yes, it would be fantastic to see some more entries to the Spot Challenge. As I say, just follow the link to my website, which is the associated blog post in the description bar below this video. And you will find the sketch that I've worked from, and also a link to the challenge. I do actually put the link as a link from the sketch. So if you just click on that link, you will go to the challenge page. So it's really easy to do. I might actually put both. Can't decide. Maybe if I put that one there and that one, let's get rid of that for a moment, tuck that out of the way. Yeah, I think I might put both. So I'm going to put them on one at a time. So I just need to kind of gauge in my mind where I need some dimensionals, which is there and there. Couldn't see my dimensionals for looking at them. So one there. Yep, one there. And one just down there, right near the edge. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of the paper as well, so that it sticks to the sentiment piece. And I can slide that into place. Oh, yes, I did take the backings off my dimensionals. I suddenly thought I hadn't. And then this one, yeah, pop that there. Now, obviously, if you've got another one that is a double anyway, that would be perfectly fine. So I only need a dimensional there, actually. And everything else I can do with adhesive. And again, I'm just going to make sure that I catch these bits. These bits I'm not so worried about because they're not actually touching the card. But anything that is touching the card, I do kind of like to make sure that it's stuck properly. And then, of course, I can put my finger in it, so that makes it even better. I joke. There we go. And then that I can trim. So I don't want it covering up my sentiment, so that's all right. So if I go that way and that way, then this can go on my card base, and we're there! A mere 16 minutes later. Do remember that there is a shopping promotion and a joining promotion at the moment. So if you want any information about those, do go over and have a look on my website. There is some brief information below, but mostly it's over on my website. It's a fantastic time to join, even if all you want to be, and I use all in the nicest sense, even if what you want to be is a happy discount shopper, then I would be thrilled to welcome you to my team. Most of my team are happy discount shoppers, and I love them all. So it would be a fantastic time to join because you get an extra free stamp set and either die or stamp set and punch bundle. So it's a wonderful time to join. So there we are. We've got Bumblebee and Just Jade, and we've got Cinnamon Cider and Bumblebee. So let me know which you prefer. I think I know which one I prefer, but let me know which one you prefer. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't already subscribe, just click the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner, and that would be fantastic. Do have a go at entering the challenge. As I say, all the information's on my website. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave those below, and I will get back to you. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon.